Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm excited. We're back. It feels like
back.
it's so long.
It feel like
It's
we
her
ain't seen y'all in
vibes.
forever.
Catch a vibe. Let's show them this new little merch right here. Put it on the camera. Yes. Catch a vibe.
A vibe is being caught.
Yes. So we are live. We're back.
We
Her
missed
vibes.
y'all.
We missed y'all. Mark, did you miss us?
Yes, I did. Crazy
I know
asses.
you did. Listen. Oh, and we have more new merch. You see this? What I'm wearing? Oh my God. Y'all see after
Then drop
VCO
something.
Apparel. Then drops Stay Summer line. And it's hot out there. Y'all got to get with this vibe. Because for sure, we're going to be, shooting a new commercial and all that. So y'all going to be able to see all these new little colors we got going now. And Diva, you done changed your hair once again, sweetheart. What's you got this raspberry red going on? Girl. Or is it firecracker?
So I mixed a red and a pink, and this is what I got. This lady asked me that the other day. She's like, is your hair red or pink? I'm like, it's both.
Because baby, what?
I think I
could be
told you like
whatever.
2 shows, 3 shows. I don't know how many
That her
shows
hair is
ago.
dope.
It don't really matter what the hell color you put in it. I think it's gonna rock. Like it's the shape of your head for me with the haircut and shit. So
Yeah,
I don't think you
have
don't.
some weird shaped heads. And
Yeah, like you
This
can't.
ain't for
Every head
everybody.
can't wear that cut.
Every
ain't
head
for
can't wear that.
everybody.
No.
Yeah, because it ain't for my head,
I
for
was
sure.
about to
Because
say,
I got a big ass
see, if
head.
I would have said that, you would have roasted me. So I'm glad you said it first.
Yeah, because I
So,
could
yeah.
talk about me, but you can't
Okay,
talk about me.
alright,
But
alright.
yes.
I can talk
You
about
know.
but you can't talk about me.
And that's a period.
You should be able to take things like that from people that you know got love for you.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
And I do.
You got big
I
headed
do.
motherfucker, so you know that, right?
Okay. And you a little headed motherfucker.
No, I'm not actually.
Huh?
I'm not a little head.
I don't know. It's the face.
Everything
Little
on my face is big. The big eyes.
The eyes
nose,
is big as fuck, okay?
Lips.
Definitely giving me
Yeah.
Leonardo from Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
here we
Definitely
go.
giving that.
Where's my sound effect?
It's
Let me get
giving.
my sound
It's
effect.
giving.
Let me get
It's
my sound
giving.
effects.
Come on. What's that? You can't even get to the sound effects quick enough. Listen, people don't even know that we live because we've been out of here. So
I know,
long.
yeah. You done
She's sharing.
lost your.
I
Why?
can't even
Because
share
it's
it.
not sharing as Diva, it's sharing as 7 Mile Radio.
Oh, well, you have to share it as go to more options and then share it to your timeline because I've made you admin, so that's part of the reason why we
Okay, so
had the meeting
you said
yesterday.
go where?
It says share,
it's
more
not doing
options,
that.
more
Share.
options, more
Okay,
options,
Copy the
share.
link. I ain't got
more
time.
It say
options.
copy the link.
That's where I'm going.
It say copy the link. It
I
say
just
link
copied the
copy.
link, and I'm just gonna put the link on my thing.
But see, y'all got iPhones, so I don't know. It's a different
Oh
situation.
yeah,
for
because
y'all,
you
know
got
what
going
I'm
on with whatever you got going on over there. Oh, so we gonna copy the link.
Copy
Okay,
the
let's
link,
copy the
copy
link.
and
See,
paste.
since
Copy
y'all
the
get
link.
new
Copy and
positions
paste.
and shit, and then take 2 weeks off, y'all don't know how to
First
work
of
here.
all,
and
new
shit, you know what I'm saying?
position.
Shout out to the mamas because we celebrated y'all last.
We celebrated Mother's Day because we mamas and they mamas, so we gotta celebrate.
All of the rest of the mamas had shows. They had Mother's Day shows.
That's good for them.
That's
I'm
good
just
for them,
talking
but we
out there.
proud as hell. Shit, we some working ass mamas.
Cause
I
we
feel
got-
you.
Ah,
No,
for
but see,
me,
real
Mother's
shit.
Day was
Real
an
shit.
off day.
Oh, that's what I'm about to say. Real shit. Mother's Day should be the off day.
I
You know,
did
that's right.
absolutely nothing on
I-
Mother's Day, and I felt so great about it.
Well, I didn't do absolutely nothing, but I was kid free.
Yeah, I was kid free.
Off of
and I
mama's
did
duty.
nothing.
I was in downtown. It was nice outside, and I had me some
Much deserved you
Time
time.
off.
Yes,
As
I
we
had- I
should.
enjoyed my day. I had good food,
No, I'm trying
good
to share
people,
it
good
myself.
laughs, good love. It was,
See,
it was a
you
vibe.
done did something. Now you can't even share it your damn self.
No,
Lord,
I'm
you-
sharing it. What do you mean?
Oh, you're sharing it.
I'm doing
You're
it now.
sharing- You're doing
currently
it. You're doing
in the
it.
process
I
of
All right.
shared it.
All right,
West Sider.
Leo.
See how we be
Y'all
on the same
both,
shit.
y'all both be on some BS at the same time.
Anyways, because it's just showing that he misses
It's
me.
just showing
he
the whole
misses
West
us.
Side in her.
He
It's
misses
just showing
us.
the West Side.
Like, what's
That's
going
what it is.
on?
It's showing her whole light skinned West Side today.
Yes, it is. It's giving. It's giving. I look fine. What? I'm over here. What? Represent. Don't do that, because I'm over here representing for the West Side, the light skins, the mamas, the entrepreneurs. I'm representing for a whole lot of
As
people,
you
and I'm
are,
looking
as you
good.
are.
I'm looking good for all that. I'll do it all that.
Look at her on the picture. We got
Yeah.
all of us looking like some legends on the cover photo.
That Period.
That picture
That
is really
picture was dope.
That picture is so
That
dope.
picture was dope. That picture was dope. You did your thing with that. You did your thing with that. You actually picked a nice picture of me because, I'll be ready to, get you together when you be picking them crazy ass pictures of me. But you did that. You did that. My hair was laid that day. Okay. Not like it's not ever,
That's your girl.
You know.
That's your girl.
And as I should be.
So what's the topic
yeah,
of today's
topic for
discussion,
today.
ladies?
This is a very personal topic, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is
So yeah, we
lupus up close and personal.
are up close and personal because Diva it has been, dealing with this disease, should I call it? Or
Yes, it
okay,
is.
dealing with this disease, for quite some time. And let's just get into that. Like, when were you diagnosed exactly?
I was diagnosed in 2011.
Hold on, pause. Let's explain to people who don't know. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't familiar with lupus until a few years back. So let's just explain to people who don't know what lupus exactly is.
Because I didn't know what lupus was until I got it. So I'm like, what the hell is that?
All right, y'all coming up with bullshit.
So what I got to take?
So what I got to
Amoxicillin? What we got to do?
do it clear up in 24 hours? Like, what happens?
So bed rest or no?
Okay.
So lupus actually is a autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, my body attacks itself.
Mm-hmm.
So every 90 days, I have to go and get my heart and my liver and my lungs and my organs checked to make sure that nothing is failing, because my body can't determine what's bad and what's good. So my antibodies attack themselves.
Okay.
And then the outcome of that is joint pain, fatigue. The thing about lupus is there's so many side effects, and the other thing about lupus is that no two cases are the same.
Man.
Okay.
So I can have it, and this is me, and somebody could be sitting next to me, and they have it, and they in a wheelchair and going through it.
Yeah,
No two cases are the same, and then depending on when you find out you have it and catch it, it determines how quick you can get it adjusted. Although I learned stuff on my own, so because when I first got diagnosed and being on all these different meds made it worse for me. So I started looking into other methods.
Okay, so for you, you said you found out 2011.
Yep, I found out in 2011.
How? Like, what caused you, I guess, to go to the hospital or whatever the case was? Like, what was the story behind that?
I had a more.
Okay.
I had a more in August. And I had her in August. I went home. We was fine. I was breastfeeding. Amore got to be about 5 months, and I could no longer produce milk.
Okay.
And it went from, my boobs went from like a C cup to like nothing at all. And I'm like, the milk is not making. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm drinking the stuff. I'm taking the vitamins. I'm doing whatever it is I need to do. So now I'm reaching out to my doctor like, hey, I'm not producing any milk enough to feed my child. So now we got to find something to put her on, because I never wanted her to be on the formula, but I had to because I didn't have it in me to do it. So then my doctor's like, well, we want to send you out to a specialist, to a rheumatologist, because that's who deals with lupus, a rheumatologist. So he was like, I want to send you out and get you tested to see what's going on, because I lost the milk. I couldn't produce milk. My weight dropped extremely. So I was 190 pounds when I gave birth to Amore. And I was down to like 110. And this was probably like 4 or 5 months after having her.
Okay.
So my weight just dropped tremendously. I remember being really, really, really tired. And I'm like, well, I know I just had a baby, and I know that when you breastfeed, it makes you tired. But it literally, like, I was sleeping majority of my days. And I was always getting these really bad headaches. And I'm just like, okay. So once I was already getting the headaches and being tired all the time. But then once my body stopped producing the milk, I'm like, okay, something ain't right. That's when I reached out to the doctor, like, hey, I'm not making milk. Something not right. Let's figure it out. She like, we're going to send you to the rheumatologist, see what's going on. I go. So you have to have a blood test taken. The blood test is called an ANA test. It stands for a really long word I cannot say, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
So they drew blood. I went home. 2 weeks later, they called me on the phone. I think I was at work. He was like, hey, this is the doctor at blah, 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 and we need you to come back in.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And so, of course, I'm thinking like, well, if they want me to come back in, it got to be something, because why wouldn't they just say it over the phone?
Right.
So, of course, I went back in, and I went back in at the time, and I went in there, and he sat down, and he's like, okay, so I got to let you know something. You have lupus, and so the lupus I have is called SLE. SLE also stands for some long words.
So it's various
Yeah, it's
different
different.
forms
So it's different forms of lupus. So
Okay.
the most common one is the one I have also. So it's called SLE. It's like systematic erythemus something.
Okay.
But that's what I was diagnosed with. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm just sitting there because I don't even know what that means. Never
Right.
heard of that.
So he's talking gibberish, and you like, what?
The only person I knew that had it, like I know, my baby mama, one of her friends had it when we was teenagers. She got it when she was like 16 years old, and I'm like, what is it? I remember her telling me that she had that, but I never knew the depth of it. I just knew she used to be really sick. She used to sometimes have these treatment packs. I'm like, so do she got cancer? Like, what's wrong? I never knew what it was, and I never guessed I was on her to ask or be all in her business. Like, girl, what's that? And that's
Yeah, I had a I had a friend who had developed it, and her mom had it, but the friend, she's no longer with us. She had committed suicide years ago when we was younger. But I feel like they were saying that the reason behind like her suicide was because she had found out she had lupus. She had started to get sick, and she had started to do or digress the way that her mom, because her mama died.
Yeah, and then
from
the fact
lupus.
that her mama had it and passed away from it, that might have affected her thinking that worst case scenario.
And then recently, it's funny, like, that not funny, but it's crazy, like, how things work. Like, I had a friend recently who just got diagnosed with hair lupus, I want to say. Either hair or skin lupus.
So it is, I can't remember the correct terms for those, but it is, so it's different ones.
A friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, Corinthia Ford on Facebook, she's been battling with lupus for a while, and like that's when I forget what show it was on the network who was talking about that, but I contacted Diva because
that was Marcy. That was the Marcy show.
The Marcy show. Okay.
And I was tuning in, Marcy, and I was gonna call you, girl, and then I fell asleep.
So
blame it on Lupus.
I contacted Diva and my friend Corinthia because they were talking about the differences. Y'all was talking about how one case is different than the next, right?
Yeah. Right.
And my friend versus Diva, you know what I'm saying? It's like night and day. Like you would look at Diva and never even know she was sick.
Exactly.
Right? And Corinthia, like you would look like like her. She has like rashes on her skin and shit. Very pretty, beautiful girl, but it's just like you can tell. And then her hair, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Because and the thing is, what the doctors tell you. Not this is my own opinion, so I'm not FDA certified or none of that.
Right.
But I feel like the doctors are playing that. So you practice medicine. So you are practicing.
Experiment.
And I'm not your damn guinea pig. That's not what we're doing. You're not going to practice on me. So the thing is, they give you medicines and the side effects will be hair loss. So no, lupus didn't cause you to lose your hair. The medicine that they gave you to help with your lupus caused you to lose your hair.
So what's crazy about what you just said is that's 100%. Because when we decided to go forward with this topic, because of course it is Lupus Awareness Month or whatever. So of course you were supposed to drop a bomb for that. But
I'm busy taking pictures. I can't do it all at the same time.
Come on, drop a bomb for that. Yeah. So we decided. Don't you miss me? Yeah. So we decided to go ahead because it's right at home because Diva, right here, my counterpart, my co-host, she has this situation going on, so autoimmune disorder. And when I decided to look into it even further in depth so that we can have this conversation back and forth banter, and for me to be educated on my own about it, when I researched it, it's like when you type in like what is lupus, and then it takes you to all these different ad sites of all these different experimental medications that they're giving or trying, to get approved through the FDA or whatever.
Report back with your side effects.
Yeah, like, and it be crazy side effects like may cause cancer, may cause hair loss, may cause fatigue, may cause death.
Our studies show. You ever wonder where did you conduct these studies?
How did you study that? Who
may cause depression, like. Bro, so you want me to get cancer? You want me to have not only have lupus?
You want me to take a pill to cure this thing that's going to cause me more
it's going to cause this, but it's
13 other things.
Exactly.
I feel like
it's going to cause me to take 13 other pills. It's going to cause me 13 other problems.
I feel like we should be sticking with this one problem, and you don't give me several things to correct.
Because these are band-aids. They're not. They're just hiding.
Because big pharma is billion-trillion-dollar company, and if they cure you, then they can't make no money off of you. You have to be able to make money off of people, and they can't make money off of you if they cure you.
Exactly. Like, like it's definitely a cure for cancer out here. You know what I mean? And
You think
a
that they
holistic
could,
way.
You think that they couldn't make?
But they make more money
They
off
make
the
COVID
sick
in what?
people's
You think
cancer.
second?
You know what I'm saying? People being sick and going to radiation and doing all these different experimental treatments for cancer. So that's how they make their money. And that's just and I'm from the medical field, so I know how they get down. They give so many kickbacks.
If we have technologies,
prescriptions.
where we can make airplanes fly, you don't think that they can come up with a technology to prevent tires from puncturing and busting?
Okay.
Yeah.
So why
You would think they can make something to make the roads better.
If you right,
Fix the
right.
damn roads.
Why do you
And
look
keep
at
them that way.
My point is, if they fix the solution of tires popping, then the tire industry doesn't exist.
Exactly.
They make money off sick
fix
tires.
The same people
If
say
they-
you
Doctors
panic,
make money off sick
sell
patients.
you the pain.
Because at the end of the day, even when you're not sick, they'll be like, okay, well, but come back and see me in 3 months. But why? What I need to come back and see you for? Like, you said I'm good, but I still got to come and do a follow-up with you? Oh, because that's how they make their money. They make their money through the insurance companies. They make their money through writing prescriptions. Like, even if it's writing prescriptions for, like, vitamins and stuff like that, stuff that you can order on your own damn time.
Exactly.
They make money off this. They get huge incentives, kickbacks, all type of stuff like that in order to keep writing these prescriptions or whatever. And it was just amazing and astounding to me when I looked up lupus and I seen so many experimental drugs they're using. That half of these ain't even approved by the FDA.
The first thing
and then
they
the ones
gave
that
me
are, it's
for
like too many
lupus,
side effects.
My first drug that was prescribed to me to help me with my lupus was a drug that was used for malaria.
Now, why would I ever want to put that in my body?
I'm like, well, and that's the thing. I've always been inquisitive. Like, I'm going to look up, I'm going to research, I'm going to figure it out. So when I first started getting the medicine, I'm like, wait a minute, they giving me something for malaria, but why would they give me this? And now I had to look up malaria. And what's the side effects of malaria? Well, I don't have none of these. I don't feel like this. So why are you giving me this? And then here I am in the hospital every other week because I'm sick or I don't feel good.
Because it's side effects of medicine they're giving you for some shit that you don't even need.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, they want to keep you sick, keep you down, keep you, not moving forward. Like, that's why, like, Dr. Sebi or whatever, they was so against his message.
Yes,
because his message was about, actually learning about health
Holistic
and wealth. Holistic healing.
Yeah.
And
all
of that.
I had to look into that myself because of the fact that I do not take my meds. I mean, I do take my meds, but I don't take my meds.
That's why
she don't take her meds.
That's why she crazy.
She don't take her meds.
Because I found out that the medication, like, I've had lupus for 10 years now. The first 4 years was horrible for me, especially those first
22? You mean 11?
What?
11 years.
Oh yeah, 11 years. So
damn, whole decade.
The first 4 years was horrible. The first 2 years was so horrible because I was on so many different medications. They would give me this, give me that, give me this. And every time they give me something, I'm in the emergency room. And the thing about it, you get there and they can't do nothing for you. It's nothing you can give me to feel better. It's nothing you can give me to make my body stop hurting. There's nothing you can give me to not make me feel tired. So I'm literally just in there hooked up to an IV watching cable, and y'all just like, okay, we're gonna run some tests. We already know I have lupus, so what else is next?
What other tests?
So, and the thing was, it became a point where I wasn't able to eat and stuff. So now I'm in there dehydrated or in there need to be on an IV because I don't have an appetite. Like, I can't even eat. So
yeah, that's ridiculous or whatever, because I do know that they give you like different pain medicine, right? And different things like that.
They will give me all the dope.
All the dope.
They will give me all the dope.
That's where the opioid crisis came from, right? Because you doping these people up and you not actually getting to the source and the root of the problem,
right?
Or whatever. At the end of the day, whatever situation, you gotta get to the source. Because just putting a Band-Aid on and okay, well, we just gonna make her
I can
high.
get high on my own time, sir. Like, I don't need you to help me get high. I can get high by myself.
Cause what? Anyway, that's just Lord. And how many? So that's my question to you. How many different medications have you been prescribed over this course of this 11-year process?
Okay, so over the 11-year process, that's a good question because I really have never counted, but so
Secret, I'm doing my research for you.
over the 11 years, I've probably been prescribed, I'm gonna just say 12 different medicines.
Okay.
At one point, they had prescribed me 2 different medicines and told me that if I was to take them, so I have lupus. I was diagnosed with lupus in 2011 of November 2011. The following February, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is a whole different type of disease. It's actually a nerve disease.
And it messes with your joints and your
And
nervous system.
it messes with your nerve.
Right.
So like if anybody know what a sciatic nerve is and have if it ever hurted you, imagine that pain all over your body.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a couple of people who I had patients who like had that problem, and it's not really any medication that can really help that, because
they give you it's a lot of muscle relaxers for fibromyalgia. So for fibromyalgia, I get a lot of muscle relaxers, and then on top of that, having lupus, I get all these other different ones. So it's like, the two things they gave me two different medicines. They told me this one is for fibromyalgia, this one is for lupus. But if you take these at the same time, you may lose your hair.
Why would I want to take
I'm like, who said that? Who doing that? I'm not doing that.
You want to be bald by choice, not forced.
Like, yeah, like, no. And that's the crazy part about it, is because I remember when I first cut my hair, somebody in my family was like, oh my God, is lupus making you lose your hair? I'm like, it would be in patches. I would be like bald head. It would be like bald head patches in my head. It wouldn't be like a cut down. It would literally be like spots, like I losing my hair. I'm like, this was a choice.
So, okay, you say about 12. So, when I did do the research, it was, I was starting to read, like, reviews, too, of people who had lupus. I actually even entered into, like, a lupus support group.
Girl, fuck them groups.
No, no, but it was only for research purposes, so that I could be, like, well aware of my topic.
And
right?
I don't mean that to nobody who ever got lupus, and that's your group, and that's your people, and that's your tribe, and they hold you down. That's what's up. I'm more power to y'all. But that group... So when
they really low vibrational.
My doctor prescribed, and I get it, because if you feel like, but I guess it depends on you as a person, because I don't stay where I'm at. So even if I'm having a bad day, that's not my eternity. So that don't matter. I'm not letting that affect my whole entire. I couldn't be who I was if I was to let lupus take over my life.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people don't even know I'm sick. Like, wait a minute, you sick?
Like, for real?
Off my presence, you wouldn't think that. But my doctor had prescribed me, gave me some information on some lupus groups, and I went, and it was so melancholy. Everybody was really sad, and if this is a support group, I don't want to come here and be sad with y'all. That's not
support
supporting.
me and uplift me. Damn
like,
it.
That's not supporting.
But okay, so the point of me bringing the group up.
That sounds like a pity party.
Yes.
Yeah. So the point of me bringing that I enter into one, I only enter into one just to see, what goes on, what their differences and stuff is with these different people who are diagnosed with this disease. And it was, like you said, depressing. I had to get up out of there. But
gotta go.
I did see, on average, majority of those people are on at least 10 to 12 medications that they have to take every day or every other day. And it's just ridiculous to me.
And some of them is 3 times a day.
Yes, it's just ridiculous to me because, baby, please, who about to take all that every day, all day?
The first
and
thing,
remember,
the thing is, it takes you 30 days for something to become a habit. So now you done put the first 30 days of taking all those pills made your body depending on those medications. So now here you is not taking the medicine, and you thinking it's a side effect of your lupus, and it's a side effect of not taking the medicine.
Because you become a codependent, which is just like a crackhead who need crack.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like a pill popper who need they like, I'm talking about the Percocets. Like, I'm talking about those pill poppers. Like, they need them. Like,
because our body
the lean drinkers, you need that or whatever, because you can't support yourself
without it.
Yeah, like an alcoholic. Period. Alcoholic, when they stop drinking, they start throwing up and shaking, and I was dealing with an alcoholic. He used to when he couldn't drink, he'd be throwing up water. Like, bro, you just drank some water and you throwing it up. Why are you throwing it up? Like, it was so weird to me. It's like, we in our early 20s and you an alcoholic.
Liquor. Get this out of here.
Like, it's not liquor. It's I can't stomach this water, but I can stomach all this damn liquor. It's weird. You know what I'm saying?
My uncle like that.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's just sad that it was so many people who diagnosed with this disease, you know what I mean? And this disease kind of like, they don't have a cure for it. It's just like cancer, honestly, because they don't have a cure. They got all these medications. People are so depressed and they so dependent on it. It was just like, it was bringing my spirit down. I had to get up out of there. So, and I'm like, but when I looked at that group, and then when I thought about you, because you're the closest person to me. Well, besides my friend who just found out she got it as well. But you're probably the closest person to me or whatever that I know, like, got it. And you live your life completely differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to, applaud you for the way you live and the way you your energy and everything else, because them people, ooh, baby.
Oh, but it was some work for sure.
I'm sure.
It did. It
I'm
definitely
sure.
didn't start out like that. I think I went through a whole depression stage. I went through a point where I was drinking almost every fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely was some work.
So
like, it ain't just come naturally to be like, oh, I'm gonna get over this. Because first of all, when they hit me with once I found out what it was, then you hit me with, you have this, and then you hit me with, and there's no cure. What?
Right.
So I just got this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear all these horror stories. So when you meet people, they're like, oh yeah, I had it. And the older you get, the worse it get, and you might not make it to this, and you might not make it to that. I think having lupus kind of like pushed me on my self-healing journey, because that's a lot to bear. And then you hear all this. So we went to school with a girl, and her name was Tamika. She went to Bobian with us. Tamika passed away from lupus. Me and Tamika had the same rheumatologist. I'm sure you do. And the only reason I didn't drop her last name is because I don't know it off the top of my head. But yeah, she passed away, and it's crazy because we ran into each other at the doctor's office, and it was sad because we happy to see each other, but we linking up over the fact that we're both here because we have a disease. And she passed away, and she was like, they got me on all these medicines, and so I'm just rebellious. I'm an Aquarius, Scorpio, Libra. Like, it's in my nature to not just do as I'm told. So I started researching, reading, and I changed a lot of things in my diet. I eat differently.
So I guess that was my next question, though. What's your current treatment plan for yourself?
Yeah. So I do. So when my pain gets extremely bad, I will take something.
Okay.
I will. But the fact that I operate at high levels of pain 24/7.
I feel you.
Because of the fact that
I actually understand that.
I cannot be I can't be high all damn day. And my thing, so if the pain pill if I could take a pain pill and it just actually targeted the pain and that was all that was happening, boom. But here you is giving me a pain pill that makes me feel high, that makes me feel drowsy, when lupus already causes me to be fatigued all damn day. I'm sleepy when I wake up. Like, I'm constantly sleepy. There's no nap, there's no vitamins, there's no coffee, there's nothing I can take that's going to make me not feel sleepy. So that was the thing for me, like taking a drug to help the pain, but it's going to counteract with me being tired and groggy all damn day. So now I'm not in pain, but now I'm tired as hell.
Like, how does this help? Where does this stop? Like, what do we do here? So do you feel like it has it impaired? Well, in the beginning, of course, you were saying like you was going through like a depression and drinking and things like that. So do you feel like at this point though, of the life that you're living now, has it been imperative? Like, has it impaired you?
No, not really. Not really.
Cause girl, yeah, you be living your little best little life.
I do.
I be there too sometimes.
But I did. I mean, it affected me tremendously. I lost a really good job. Like, my job literally let me go, and they knew I was sick, and they knew, like, when I was finding out about the process and going through the tests, because I had to go to the doctor like back and forth for a whole week straight just to get. So the first week after I go back and they tell me, hey, you got blah blah blah, then okay, we need you to come in again. And so now so the first time they was testing my blood to see what I had to take a blood test for the ANA test. Then I had to follow up within like a couple of days to take blood to test all of my organs and stuff to make sure nothing in my body was failing, because here we caught it, now we got to make sure nothing is failing in your body. And so I'm telling my job, like, hey, I got to be at work at 3, but I got a doctor's appointment at 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't know I'm going to be at the doctor all day giving blood. And so now I'm calling like, hey, I'm still at the doctor's office. They're still taking my blood. I'm still going to show up. I'm just going to be late. So now I'm 2 hours late, but doctor note in hand, 2 hours late. I think the following week I wound up going to the hospital, being in the hospital for some days at a time. I came back to work. My boss then pulled me to the side like, yeah, I just want to let you know that I would hate to have to let you go. You have been absent a lot. Yeah, but sis, I'm not turned up. I'm sick. Like, I'm in the hospital trying to find out what's going on with me. And I worked as I was a CNA, but I was working in a facility with brain injury and spinal cord injury people. So therefore, if I'm not able to, if I can't be my best self, then how am I supposed to come to work, pick people up out of their beds, put them in their chair, and feed them their food? And I'm barely figuring out what's going on with me.
See, that shit right there, that enrages me about jobs.
Because jobs don't care about you.
Because jobs do not care about you. That's
They
why
care
I'm
about
a
the job
full-time
that you
fucking
can do for them.
entrepreneur. Okay, that's why I'm a whole for. I gave my whole little life to DMC. I feel like 10 years, and they didn't give a fuck about me. That's why I quit last year. I did it. I do it again, and I cuss all them people out.
Because as soon as you cannot perform a job, that you are only beneficial up until a certain point. And I think that's bold.
My mom is the reason why I'm an entrepreneur, and watching her experience when I was in high school working for the auto industry and them having the big layoffs, right, after people had been investing 10, 15, 20 years of their lives into this company, into this corporation, and then they just up and lay you off without no reason, you know what I'm saying, and no compensation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the company was broke. That was their reason.
That was their reason, right? I figured that at that age, it was smarter for me then to invest into me building my own empire then, as opposed to because every job that we work has an owner, right?
Yep.
That that's making money off of us per se. So like I feel like it was better for me to risk building my own empire, no matter how far I got or didn't got at the point that I got grown or to my adulthood. Because I wasn't gonna fire myself.
Exactly.
So whatever I gained, whatever I earned at the point that I became an adult, you know what I'm saying, between high school and now, the time that I spent building my empire would be worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to get to the point where I invested them years and then get kicked to the wayside without shit to show.
Without nothing to show for
You know
it.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And no foundation to stand on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's crazy. I was just having this conversation this morning, actually, or whatever, and I was explaining to someone who's she almost 50, so she not technically in my generation. So the older generation was taught to get a job, go to school, get a job, work a job. That's it. Whereas us, people our age and younger, especially the younger ones, like shout out to the 23 and 4-year-olds who's out here just getting it. They getting money now.
Right.
Like
and
they out here
is,
being entrepreneurs.
You know why? Because they understand, and then like we come from the day and age where our parents even told us to stay away from credit and credit cards as opposed to teaching us how to use it.
They did not know.
Because they didn't know and they weren't taught.
They wasn't taught, right? So that's why I was telling her, like, because her philosophy was that I just feel like people who using an entrepreneur like on a get rich quick and they just lazy. But I'm like, well, to counteract what you saying, it's not that they're lazy. It's the point of they realize that it's no value behind these jobs. Because you see Diva right here, she lost a good job because she was sitting here sick, like
a health
right? Like she has health issues, and y'all still gonna let her go because of her attendance. But it's not her fault that she can't get to work. And if the pandemic ain't taught y'all nothing, it should have taught y'all that these jobs can be very, very lenient. They can make moves if they want to.
Yeah, prejudice if you want to. No matter if it's race, if it's health issues or sexist.
But what I'm saying is the pandemic should have showed you, like, they let everybody work from home. Well, they let people do X, Y, Z. They could have been doing this. And my thing is the job industry, it ain't the one. I feel like, and it's hard as hell. The thing about entrepreneurship is hard as hell. So one day you may make $500-$600 from just investing in yourself. You may make $600, and then the next day you may make nothing. And then that whole month you may make $6,000 this month, and then the next month you may make $200. But the thing is as long as you're consistent and you believe in yourself, but as long as you're consistent and you believe in yourself, you're gonna continuously keep growing. My thing is people just want to get rich quick, and it don't work like that, because every CEO that of these big corporations started somewhere. Look at the person who owned Amazon. That's $1 billion company now. The Mark Zuckerberg, even though we can't stand him sometimes because he always think put me in jail. But look at him. Like, he started Facebook, and look at it now. You know what I mean? And when he first started Facebook, they was like, oh, Facebook. Oh. They was weary about his whole vision.
What was that?
Instagram, like, all of that. And then he added these layers. My thing is, the same way you can go to these jobs and put in 40 hours and then leave, and then, if you get sick or your kid's sick or anything, and they don't care about what's going on at home, they like, you just got to get to this job. They don't have no compassion towards you. and then you turn around and want me to just give you all this out of my life and time. And then when it comes to a point where either you get fired or gotta quit, what do you have to stand on after that? Nothing. But when you invest into yourself, you, at the end of the day, you make that money and you feel good about that. You feel proud about that because I did that shit. You know what I mean? And can't nobody take that from me. I invested. And my thing is entrepreneurship. Another thing people don't understand, this is a fucking 24-hour situation.
Yes. You work for yourself. I mean, you work all the time around the clock.
Mark be in my inbox at 3:00 in the morning, and it be about business, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? He up working. Like,
you don't automatically start making money just because you have a business. You know, that don't mean
you don't get popping.
Nobody's gonna pay you to do anything that they don't know you to be good at, or the thing that you're selling is. You know what I mean? So it take time. It take time to get your name out there, to get your product out there, your service, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not just an overnight push the button microwave popcorn thing.
Not at all.
Blow you up as soon as you got to start a business.
Yeah, I just well, we got off into that. That just pissed me off that you said they fired you over your medical condition. I mean, I remember last year.
That seemed like some kind of lawsuit.
Well, they played it crazy. So the way they did
they always played it crazy.
Yeah,
they did it in a way where it looked like.
I mean, because that's the reason why it comes with.
Because they're gonna say like, "Oh, your attendance, not your health issue."
The jobs they tell you already. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to.
Most of these jobs are at will.
That's what I was about to say. The at will. So they don't have to tell you why they fire you.
They just can fire you.
Just
because they feel like they don't need you anymore for that position.
Yeah. And that's sick. Like, I remember right before I quit DMC, my daughter, my 3-year-old, she has a speech delay. And she started to have, like, several appointments and things like that. So I'm calling off. I'm telling them, I'm about to put in some medical paperwork. I might have to take a medical leave because, baby, I got to get my baby together.
Exactly.
And they just, like, not honoring or either fighting me on it. And I'm just like, I just got to a point where it's like, you know what, fuck y'all. Because I done worked for this company for 10 years. You know what I mean? And it's the first time I've really asked y'all
some time
to take
care
of
something for me.
You know what I mean? And it's just several things that just came into play. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck that shit. And from there on, baby, please. I'm all about me investing in me. Okay? And doing what I can do to get me and my family by. Because at the end of the day, you ain't going to never be the CEO or never going to be at the top of these corporations. We too low level for that. You know what I mean? They not if they do promote you, they promote you to a point where they can still control you. You know what I'm saying? You get still very dependent. My thing is once you step out and you become independent or whatever, you start really building wealth for yourself and your kids and stuff like that. But let's get back to the lupus discussion. That just pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie to you. I promise you, every time I get to talking about these jobs, and I be literally going back and forth with people who still work a 9 to 5, which I'm not saying everybody go quit and be an entrepreneur, because it ain't for everybody. But I am saying that I'm just never ever going back into that life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to invest in myself till as long as I got air in me, because that's just where I'm at with it. I just got too much knowledge now. I know that a job could never do what I can do for me.
Right. That part.
So, yeah. But I just can't believe they let you go because you was sick. And that's okay. Because when we get famous, we going to say, fuck that corporation. What's the name? What's the name? Because, I'm politically incorrect. What's the name?
It was called Special Tree.
Oh, Special Tree. Oh, is they still around?
Mm-hmm. They're all over the place.
Let me go write a bad review. Fuck them people.
You know what? This is kind of off subject as hell, but before I forget, because I know by the time the show is over, I might forget about this. But about our jackets, I might put our cartoon pictures on the back of the jackets for the 2022 versions of the.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But anyway, continue. I had to say that so I can remember and go back to watch
now
the show.
Remember, so
see the entrepreneur in him.
He just left himself a note.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did.
Okay, but yeah. So now you're not doing any of those treatments. You're off, you do everything holistic.
So they still,
basically.
I'm still prescribed medication. I still pick up prescriptions for medication. So when the pain gets too bad, I do take something for the pain. Mm-hmm. I changed my eating habits because I started researching and finding out information about different things. And a lot of the food that you eat can. So it's a thing called a lupus flare. And a lot of the stuff that I eat can trigger a lupus flare, or stress can trigger a lupus flare. So I just changed my eating habits. So I haven't ate pork in almost like 8 years.
Which pork is terrible anyway. Well, it's that bacon. I'm sorry. That's one thing I just can't give up. I know you said the beef bacon, but baby, I don't know.
Man, that's not bacon, man. Come on, that's not bacon.
We never even ate it, so be quiet. We never even did what we supposed to do. So you hush over there, okay?
Maybe next week. Let's do it next week.
We didn't do it because somebody didn't bring the bacon back over here when they
First
said
of
they was
all,
going to bring in the bacon.
Should have cut the oven on when I said cut the oven on.
She texted you and said cut the oven on. I was there. I was there for
I was
that.
preoccupied that day.
Yeah, so I suddenly I do eat beef bacon, but I suddenly eat beef. I do at one point I had went no meat completely at all.
So you was like a vegan?
Not really, because I still was doing seafood like shrimp and lobster and
See,
crab and stuff. Yeah, so I was still doing that. And the thing is, I learned that you don't have to have meat every day. Like you don't have to have meat every day.
It's protein and so many other things. People don't understand that. Like protein, you can get protein from protein powder. You can get protein from soy. Yeah. You can get protein. It's so many different elements. Beans. It's different type of things like that you can get protein from. Because people are like, what about the protein? Fuck all that. You're fat anyway.
And I learned how to
you don't need that.
Not fat anyway. I learned how to use different fruits, and I do smoothies. So I'm big on my herbs. It's an herb called burdock root. Burdock root is especially for you to cleanse your blood. Because lupus is an autoimmune disease, that's where it is. It's in my blood. So if you cleanse your blood, so if you can get your body to alkaline state, you can fight off anything.
Pretty much. Yep. My sister actually, she was recently diagnosed with a rare cancer, blood cancer. I can't think, it's a long ass name that I can't pronounce. See. But it's very, very new to even researchers. A lot of doctors never even heard of it. Like, and it's something where it's like she's producing too many red blood cells and they're attacking, but it's not leukemia. And it's like her platelets is so up there, and it will cause her to like get like it'll be attacking her tissues and stuff like that. And it's various things that happen or whatever. And she's been doing like different type of dietary measures to, I guess, improve this, because it's something that's incurable. So just something she'll have forever. She just got diagnosed after she had my niece. And now she's like trying to get to a complete alkaline diet or whatever. Like even for me, like she's even giving me like, different things to do, because I don't have lupus or I don't have what she has or whatever, but I do have an autoimmune disorder that causes me to get boils. I get boils all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually hereditary. Like I got it from my father and my grandmother. And they recently just gave me a diagnosis for it, but I've been dealing with this for like, I'm 31 almost, so for 20 years. I've been getting boils, like, I get them, like, people I don't know, have y'all ever had a boil?
I've
heard of them. I've heard of them.
I never had one, but I got a friend that
what
get
it
them
is like, I think when I was younger, teenage, I get small ones under my arm. I used to. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a little bump, it hurt, and it's sore.
Hurt like a motherfucker. So, yeah, that's how I used to be. Like, in the beginning, I used to get them up under my arm, right? And they'll be small, and then, like, they just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My sister got the same issue, too. And that's how we figured it was hereditary. But I get them everywhere, though. Like, I don't just get them under my arm. I get them in between my legs. I get them my crouch area. I've got one in between my boobs before. Like, they hurt. And I've had one as big as, like, a rock. Like, big as hell. And I can't put my arm down. Like, I got to hold my arm up.
Get them on the bottom of their feet, too.
Yeah, I get them on my ass. Like, I get them everywhere. Like, and I used to be like, why am I so weird? Like, why do I always get this problem? Like, I used to not wear certain clothes because I'm like, if I got to lift my arm up, oh my God, people going to see the scars because I've had to have them cut and all type of stuff like that. But I just got to a point where it's like, baby, I'm me and this is that.
This is what it is.
This year, actually, they finally put a name on it. It's an autoimmune disorder that, my, I guess my tissue or my skin tissue is attacking each other. And then even on my face, my face even where it webs up sometime, and I have like these red marks and blotches all over my face and shit like that. So because of that or whatever, and they gave me a bunch of different skin medicine or whatever shit that ain't just working. Period. Like, but the shit that you told me, like black seed oil, and it's another thing you told me. I think it was chlorophyll. That's it. So, and I can't pronounce it. I be saying whatever. But I started taking that or whatever, and I started doing my own like little skin remedies. I started using turmeric. I started just doing all type of natural stuff, and just kind of like researching. And it helps me so much because it affects my hair. Like I'll get like red patches and stuff like that to the point where like it'll get embedded into my scalp where my hair stops growing. Or whatever. Yeah, like, and it's crazy because my hair used to be long, then I cut my hair, then it was short, and then it was like when it was stuck, it was short. It was just stuck at short because that problem was going on.
Yeah.
And my hairdresser would be like, "What is going on?" You know what I'm saying? And she got the same issue too. And it was just so crazy to like talk to people. We all have these like different elements of some type of autoimmune disorder. Just somebody
that could be able to relate.
Right. And then, but my thing is like, all these people have these autoimmune disorders. It's like, what the fuck what are y'all doing to while we all have these autoimmune disorders?
It's in the food.
Like, what the fuck? You know, it's no coincidence. And they may be different. Because even my situation, like, it's an incurable type of thing or whatever. So it's like, it's going to be here, you know. And I started dealing with this holistic.
And that's something the doctors made up. Doctors made up telling you that stuff is incurable. Your body was designed to heal itself.
Yeah.
You can fight off anything if you stop putting. So if you eat a lot of processed food, fucking with a lot of stuff that's clogging your arteries and your mucous membrane is all, like, you got all this stuff going on. So there is no cleanness in your body. So how can your body heal itself if it's all clogged up?
Right. And then people don't even know, like, you supposed to detox at least once or twice a month.
Yes.
People don't know.
Especially if you eat a lot of bullshit. People that live off of fast food, you should be detoxing the most because half of that shit ain't even real food.
A disease cannot
and people who drink all the time.
Detox.
That too.
In the words of Dr. Sebi, disease and sickness cannot live and thrive in an alkaline environment.
No. So if you get your body to an alkaline state, your body can fight off anything.
So while the doctors is telling you that this is incurable, nothing is incurable. Right? Yep. Everything that makes us sick can be cured somehow, some way in nature.
And that's so
naturally.
Like, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure right after I had my twins. And they were saying because of the twins and all this and the third is the reason why they had, I guess, pushed my blood pressure over. So I was diagnosed with that. And then it was like, well, it's your weight now and this and the third. And you know what I'm saying? Then and coupled with this autoimmune disorder that they keep liking to say, they were saying, you know, like, well, your blood pressure is going to be up there. And then, like I said, I started using the remedies you taught me or told me or whatever, like the black seed oil. I was looking into Dr. Sebi's situation, like the different videos and stuff from him, you know. And I want to say my sister's godmom, she's a real alkaline. She started selling alkaline water 10 years ago before we knew what the fuck alkaline water really truly was and what it meant. She was selling that shit.
It's funny we're talking about this because just on the show before, y'all, the Make 'Em Think podcast, it was talking about, and I can't remember the spot, but and that's why they're guarding that spot and won't let people go there now because it's a place in there. What is the country? I have to go back and watch it or ask Keisha. Where if you drink the water there, it'll basically cleanse you of every sickness and every
I know
disease.
What you're talking about. Where is that? I did hear that.
It's like basically the fountain of youth, basically. It's real.
Okay.
They don't want people to go there because they shut down the pharmaceutical industry be shut down.
And it was.
And I wonder what people are living there that may been drinking that water them whole lives. I wonder what their
probably amazing.
Like.
They probably have the beautifulest skin, glowing. No health problems.
Sickness, no.
Oh, but that's what I was getting to. So I currently do not have high blood pressure anymore, thank God. From the black seed oil and just doing different things or whatever. Like, of course, the autoimmune whatever is still there, but I started looking into herbalists and holistic treatments and just different methods because I have little kids, like my twins was preemies, so I want to always protect them from whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it's just more and more, and then with COVID happening, it's just like so many diseases out here. We gotta be like well protected. So like I'm really glad that you shared your story, you know, and then you look good. You look blessed.
Man, listen,
Okay.
Diva. When I
You
talked
look
about
blessed.
you, I'm like, I said my one, I think it was Marcy's show. It might have been when I was talking about you, and I said the one sister who we have on the podcast network, like she fresh off the fucking runway model.
And it's crazy because it's a gift and a curse because of the fact that I never look sick. Nobody never thinks to call and be like, hey, is you okay?
You know what's crazy? I
was
was almost driven to say something earlier in the show, and I'm like, Mark, don't say that. I'm like, when you said you had lupus, like I damn near didn't even believe you.
Yeah, and then so the thing is,
it's like because it's like
people don't understand what people don't really understand what it is, and then what you gotta know is people don't show you they bad days.
Right.
So if you especially if people judge me off my social media, why would I post me throwing up?
Or just
why would I post me in my bed and not being able to get the fuck up? Like why would I post that? I mean, I know some people that go to those outlets for sympathy, but I don't need sympathy. I need to feel better.
And them lupus groups, they be on there posting all type of crazy.
And I get it because I get them saying it because they want somebody to relate to. So when I'm venting about being in pain, it's not because. And the thing is, people get it confused with if I'm saying, "Oh, I'm in pain," or you tell somebody, "Oh, I'm tired," and they hit you with the "me too," and my tired and your tired is not the same.
Right.
You could take a nap, wake the fuck up, and you're gonna feel better. I can take a nap and wake up like I never been to fucking sleep at all.
Right.
Like I'm still tired.
So when I said it, it's like I don't believe. It's just because of how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? I don't. It's just like you don't. And then because of maybe what you just spoke about, how the normal. I ain't gonna say normal, but you know, you see so many people with illnesses and sicknesses posting things for what it looks like attention on social media, right? Or sometimes how you can just look at someone and tell that something's wrong. Mm-hmm. Neither of those three things is the case for her. So that's what it's like.
The people that know me, so it's probably like 3 people that actually know when something is wrong. Like, oh yeah, something is off, something ain't right. Like, you over there sick, huh? And it's only because they truly know me.
Well, damn it, you about to get bugged now. So.
Not you, but
yeah, I'm about to be bugging you. I'm about to be bugging you now, damn it. Because you ain't gonna be hiding it from me, damn it. Because I love you.
I don't think, good boy, you about to be a pest.
Yep.
I don't got time. Listen here. Anyway, so no, but I don't think I asked you. Did they ever tell you if this was like a hereditary thing or if anybody in your family has this?
The thing is, no one in my family has this. Okay. I am the only person in my family that has lupus.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And what about like
and
more?
They say,
like, are you worried about her or
no? Because the fact is, it's not exactly hereditary. And when doctors tell you shit is hereditary, no, it's not. They be like, oh yeah, well, my grandma had high blood pressure, and my mama had high blood pressure, and I got high blood pressure. And all y'all ate motherfucking hog maw and pork chops. And
stop talking to me.
Because but I'm being serious though. So if you pass down, so eating habits are passed down generationally. So if you have poor eating habits and you teach those poor eating habits to your second generation, and they teach it to the third generation and the fourth generation, and then all y'all motherfuckers got diabetes and high cholesterol, but y'all all eating the same bullshit ass food, and it's been passed down and passed down and passed down.
Because Granny May said,
hog maw
put the
is good for you.
motherfucking neck bones in there in the pot and boil them. That's
Throw that
what it
salt
was.
on that. Put that fat back in them greens.
All the same seasonings.
And all y'all
all
actually
the
sick.
Lowry's. It's the Lowry's.
And everybody's sick. And
listen, y'all need to get some Mrs. Dash.
Hypertension running our family. No.
It running your
Lowry's
kitchen.
running your goddamn family. Get that shit up out of there.
Listen, I like that. It running your kitchen. It don't run in your family.
It running your kitchen.
Because period.
Because the thing is, here I am. I eat differently. So now Amor's going to have different eating habits than anybody else. Amor go to people's house like, what is that? Mama, they got... I'm just waiting till I get home and eat.
Mama, they over here eating some thick ass catfish and
it don't even be nothing strange. It just be like I'm more like I'm not eating that.
Let's fried ass catfish. You don't eat that.
Like I'm more like y'all.
But that's good. But that's good that you.
Do y'all have some stuffed salmon with some arugula salad?
arugula salad. Like okay,
you
come
just
on with
bougie
the
ass back home, little girl.
Right.
That's what you
go
do.
ahead, see bougie ass mama. Now go on.
And that's what the problem
healthy,
is.
But the thing
but
is,
it's
you're giving her a standard.
So now
you're
because
giving her a
healthy
standard.
is bougie.
No,
we're making jokes,
healthy,
right?
Healthy,
but what it is, you're giving her a standard of what
like,
to live up to. You're giving her a
healthy
code,
is
a standard.
expensive, and people don't understand. And then that's why they be over here sick in poverty because they be eating.
But it ain't though,
bad.
because you can buy the same meat. You can buy the same meat.
Oh, and season
and
different.
just you cook
That's
it
true.
different. So
Yeah.
stop frying every damn thing and some dang on
You know
Crisco.
what? I actually 100% hate. I'm not gonna say I hate fried food, but I hate frying in my house. Like I would tell my son and my kids in a minute, like it's been so
It
long
stay
since
in your
they
house.
had fried food because I don't fry. They'll go to somebody else's house and be like, "Oh, fried food, yay!" Because mama ain't doing that shit. I'm baking all day. I'm baking. We got an air fryer.
Yeah.
Like grilling. Like
Period.
I hate that smell. Like it's the smell. The smell made me want to throw up. So
Now, I just want to
no.
tell all of y'all, because I saw y'all commenting and throwing hearts up and waving at me and stuff. I see y'all. Hey, y'all.
Hey y'all, what's up?
And I thank y'all for tuning in.
But did this also give you like a newfound sense on life? Like because
Yeah, it did. It made me feel like life is short. And so I live by the means that I do what I feel. Life is short. I'm not going to be here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So
and that's it.
I move how I feel.
And that's it. But again, I just want to continue to give you your flowers for moving the way you move, especially
Thank
with
you.
what you have, and you've been dealing with this for, you know what I'm saying, 11 years now, you know what I'm saying? And you do this beautifully, gracefully. So that's just beautiful. And I thank you for sharing your story for, our viewers and everything. Because who would have known? Because Mark thought you was lying.
I didn't think you was lying. What I'm saying, no, that's
Because you
it.
care. No, because you carry yourself.
It's
I
just,
get
it's
what
just
you
that
were saying.
looking at you, you wouldn't think that she.
'Cause
You know
most
what I mean?
people in
because
Lupus
typically,
be like,
typically you would know by
fuck.
them either posting it on social media, like, "Ooh, look at me in the hospital," or you
Yeah.
can
Not
look at
look at me in
them.
the
But that's true.
Or you can look at them and tell that it's some type of, and neither of those is the case with her. Like,
Exactly.
So that's the thing. It's like, damn, like you got. It was like, what? Like, no, you don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
But
that's
you-
the thing. Like, so it's just like you carry yourself beautifully with this shit. Like, I don't, I mean, I commend you and give you all the energy that you need in the battle with that. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Great energy, yes.
that's something that I wouldn't even want to imagine. You know what I mean?
Man,
You know
I
what
would, and the crazy part about it, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. This could be somebody I despise. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
But again, the way you do what you do, baby, you do what you do because you did what you did. And that's all I'm saying.
Period.
Because period, Paul. And I just want to thank you for sharing.
Oh yeah.
And it is Lupus Awareness Month.
It
Y'all need
is
to
Lupus Awareness
understand and understand what we going through out here in this world. And if you got it, my heart and prayers and healing energy goes to you. And then let's get to this healing energy for the day.
Oh yes.
We gotta do our healing energy. See,
Y'all
we ain't
need
did
some
it in
healing.
so
Y'all
long.
need some healing energy.
We ain't did it in so long.
So my healing energy for y'all,
Ma'am, why is it your healing energy?
cause you did it last week.
And I didn't.
You did it last show. We did. You did healing energy.
Did I?
Yes, you did, ma'am.
I don't remember. Go ahead.
Stop
I don't
calling me.
remember. Go ahead.
I'm on the air. Stop calling me.
Oh.
So
That's why
healing,
her name is Diva.
the healing energy for this week is the same thing I just said 5 minutes ago. Life is short. Do what you feel.
Live in the moment. I like that. So yeah, that has been our show. It's
I know
Lupus
y'all
Awareness
missed
Month.
us.
Y'all missed us. Yeah,
Make
'cause
sure
we the
y'all
favorite
right back
podcast.
here at
'Cause we
4
won.
p.m.
Cause y'all voted for the
next
show.
Sunday.
Y'all voted for the show, and now we won. Didn't we win? You want to tell us now?
He gonna kick us off the air. All right,
Okay,
y'all.
bye.
Peace and blessings.
Now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
H.E.R.R. Production.
7 Mile